Hey group, welcome to our YouTube channel for the Lion's Den. Today we are going to be covering bullying. Um, it is defined as the use of force, coercion, or threat to abuse, aggressively dominate, or intimidate. The behavior is often repeated and habitual. One essential prerequisite is the perception by the bully or by others of an imbalance of physical or social power. Bullying is a subcategory of aggressive behavior that's characterized by the following three minimum criteria: one, hostile intent; two, an imbalance of power; and three, repetition over a period of time. Bullying is the activity of repeated aggressive behavior intended to hurt another individual physically, mentally, or emotionally. Bullying ranges from one to one, individual bullying, through group bullying called mobbing, in which the bullying may have one or more lieutenants who are willing to assist the primary bully in their bullying activities. Bullying in school and the workplace is also referred to as peer abuse. There are different types of bullying. Bullying has been classified by the body of literature in two different types, and these can be in the form of nonverbal, verbal, or physical behavior. Individuals can be bullied by physical, verbal, relational, or cyberbullying. And then again, the collective is called mob bullying. There are different characteristics of bullies and accomplices. Studies have shown that envy and resentment may be motives for bullying. Research on the self esteem of bullies has produced e- equivocal results. While some bullies are arrogant and narcissistic, they can also use bullying as a tool to conceal shame or anxiety, or even to boost self esteem. By demeaning others, the abuser does feel empowered. Bullies may bully out of jealousy or because they themselves are being bullied. People who are prone to abusive behavior tend to have inflated but also fragile egos. Because they think too highly of themselves, they are frequently offended by the criticisms or lack of difference of other people and react to this with disrespect, um, and violence and insults. Bullying may also result from a genetic predisposition or brain abnormality in the bully. While parents can help a toddler develop emotional regulation and control restriction of aggressive behavior, some children fail to develop these skills, and due to an insecure attachment with their families, ineffective discipline, and environment factors such as a stressful home life or hostile siblings. Now, moreover, according to some research, bullies may be inclined towards negativity and performance academically. Typical bystanders often will be in a large group and be relatively uninvolved. In many cases, the bully has the ability to create the illusion that they have support of this majority, and it instills fear of speaking out in the protestation of the bullying activities being observed by that group. Unless the bully mentality is effectively challenged in any group in its early stages, it often becomes an accepted or supported normal within the group. Unless action is taken, a culture of bullying is often perpetuated within a group for months, years, or even longer. Bystanders who have been able to establish their own friendship group or support groups have been found to be far more likely opt to speak out against bullying behavior than those who have not. Among adults, being a bystander in the workplace is also linked to depression. A victim of bullying is likely to be aggressive, lack social skills, think negative thoughts, experience difficulties in solving social problems. They can come from a negative family, school, and community environments and be noticeably rejected and isolated by peers. Victims often have characteristics such as being physically and mentally weak, as well as being easily distraught emotionally. They may have some physical characteristics that make them easier for targets, um, easier as targets for bullies, such as being overweight or having some physical deformity, or just being different than the normal in any way. Boys are actually more likely to be victims of physical bullying, while girls are more likely to be bullied indirectly, verbally, and emotionally. Children who are bullied are often showing physical or emotional signs. They are afraid to attend school, complain of headaches or loss of appetite, lack of interest in school activities, and spending time with friends or family, and just overall have a sense of sadness. The effects of bullying, well, there's a lot of them. The first one is a huge one, it's suicide. Even though there is evidence that bullying increases the risk of suicide, bullying alone does not cause suicide. Depression is one of the main reasons why kids who are bullied die by suicide. It is estimated that 15 to 25 children die by suicide every year in the United States alone because they're being bullied. Victims of bullying did report more depressive symptoms and psychological distress than those who did not experience bullying. All types of involvement in bullying among boys and girls is associated with depression even a couple years later. And while some find it easy to ignore bully, others may find it very difficult and just reach a breaking point. Positive development. Some have argued that bullying can teach life lessons and instill strength. A child development academia that is being targeted by bullying can teach the child how to manage disputes and boost their ability to interact with others, and that teachers should not intervene but leave children to respond to bullying themselves. The teaching of such anti-bullying coping skills to would-be targets and to others has been found to be an effective long-term means of reducing bullying incident rates and a valuable set skill for individuals. But it's also been found to seriously affect the ones who couldn't come back from it. There is hormonal effects, statistically controlling for age in the pubertal status. Results indicated that on average, verbally abused girls and verbally bullied girls produced less testosterone, and verbally bullied boys produced more testosterone than their non-bullied counterparts. And this can cause girls to not be able to stand up for themselves. Testosterone obviously gives us the ability to have that aggressive or just be able to stand up for ourselves. And then in boys, whenever it produces more, it can make them overly aggressive and actually become abusive in an older age. Preventing bullying, we just have to have a collective effort to do so. It prevents it, reduces it, and can stop bullying. There are many campaigns and events that are designated to bully prevention throughout the world. And actually, in the United States, 23 out of our 50 states are making bullying illegal. Responding to bullying. Bullying is typically ongoing and it's not an isolated behavior. Common ways that people try to respond are to try to ignore it, to confront them, or to turn it to an authority figure that can address it. Ignoring it often does nothing to try and stop the bullying, and it continues. And it can even become worse over time. It can be important to address bullying behavior earlier on, as it can be easier to control the earlier it's detected. Bystanders play an important role in responding to bullying, as doing nothing can actually encourage it to continue, while small steps to oppose the behavior can reduce it or even stop it. Authority figures can play an important role, such as parents for a child or adolescent, or supervisors or human resources staffs, or coworkers in the workplace or volunteer situations. Authority figures can be influential in recognizing and stopping bullying behavior and creating an environment where it doesn't need to continue. In many situations, however, people acting as authority figures are untrained and unqualified and don't really know how to respond. and can make the situation worse. In some cases, the authority figures even support the people doing the bullying, facilitating it to continue and increasing the isolation and marginalization of the target. Some of the most effective ways to respond are to recognize that harmful behavior is taking place and creating an environment where it won't continue. People who have been targeted have very little control over which authority figures they can turn to and how such matters would be addressed. However, one means of support is to find a counselor or a psychologist who is trained in handling bullying. In the situation of our group, if you are being bullied verbally, physically, emotionally, especially by someone in the group, please reach out to your moderators or admin. This is no place that we are going to tolerate bullying, and we are not going to be on the side of the bully. We are not going to allow that behavior in our group. As a LGBTQ group, we already deal with enough bullying from outside of our group, unfortunately. We deal with enough behaviors that tear us down, and this group is all about supporting each other. So if you are being bullied by someone in the group, you need to reach out to one of us and let us address the situation, because it will be addressed immediately. We do not tolerate it whatsoever. However, if you're being bullied by someone outside of the group, where we don't have control over that, please still reach out. We can give you advice, sources, even be able to connect you with someone that is or has been in a similar situation and how they handled it. And we just want to give everyone the support that they need. If you're not in our group and you're watching this YouTube video, just for information, or you happen to run upon it, the Lions Den on Facebook, we are an LGBTQ group that is all about supporting each other and our community. And we don't want anybody being bullied. We know how it is. We've all been through it. And we don't want anybody going through that. So I just ask that please reach out to us if you are being bullied, especially if it's anybody in the group. We're not going to tolerate it whatsoever. But please do reach out to your mods or your admin if you're going through something and need advice, need to vent, just need something, period. If you're emotionally distraught, even if you were bullied years ago and just don't know how to kind of reconcile your mind over it, we're here for you. We're definitely here for you. And I hope that the rest of your weekend is awesome. We'll have another video posted on Monday. Check out all the videos on our channel. We do have some new stuff up from an FX makeup artist, actually a couple of them, I believe. And we will always have these informational videos on Mondays and Fridays. So have a safe, happy weekends. Give some grace to others, and we'll see you on Monday.